Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joe from Papa Jobo's. When they announced season 5 of Cobra Kai, I was really dubious about whether or not they were going to be able to come out with a storyline that could be as compelling and awesome as the first 4 seasons. And so I went into it with a little bit of trepidation because really what they're doing is coming up with really, in a lot of ways, the same story about a bunch of kids who are involved in roving gangs of karate mischief and adults who are doing the same things. Now, I wasn't sure whether or not they could actually come out with a story that would work. I thought that maybe it would die off. I thought it would become stale maybe. And boy, was I pleasantly surprised because I just got done watching it and it's one of the best shows around. It's literally one of the best shows out there and one of the best shows I've ever seen. I don't know how they keep writing so well and drawing people in. Just they drew me in with this thing. I couldn't quit watching it. I loved the storyline this year because what they did was they concentrated on the adults a lot and their stories, and they didn't bring in too many ancillary characters to where they had to explain their backstory and who they are and blah, blah, blah. They brought in a couple and that's okay, but then they brought back people from, say, Karate Kid 3 and Karate Kid 2. Watching Chosen in this was absolutely hysterical. The guy he has a gift for just on the spot comedy. It's always fun watching William Zabka play Johnny Lawrence. That was what made this show for me, was the first season watching Johnny Lawrence's story. And it's, I don't know if they'll ever be able to match season 1. There's a lot of things that I think that about, like the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I don't think anything beats that. I love an origin story, a great origin story. And Johnny Lawrence is just awesome. In this show, he goes on to become more of a father figure. He's growing into his role. It's fantastic writing. They do it so well that there's really no complaints from me. I can talk a little bit more about what happens in the show. There might be some spoilers in here. I think anytime you do a review, whether you say spoiler free or not, there's going to be spoilers. But this is a show about the adults kind of growing up and getting together. Now, Silver, who is the bad guy in this, Terry Silver, he is so good. I love the actor who plays him. I forgot his name, but man, he's really nuanced and really good at being a bad guy. They even mention in the show that he's kind of a Bond villain-esque person, and they're spot on with that, and it's written so well. The thing I love about this show, though, is how self-aware it is. They understand the absurdity behind it. They really do. They understand that dojos taking over the entire country and planting the seeds of hate and discontent throughout the country isn't really going to happen through dojos, but they write to that end. They understand that that is a ridiculous premise, but then they write around it, and then they have some funny shots even at themselves. They have a little scene in here. This is a little off topic, but they have a little scene that is pure homage to Back to the Future when Stingray comes up in his Cobra and asks who is Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso, to hop in his car and take off. This is the type of show you can sit down and watch with your family. They drop a few F-bombs this year, and they're kind of funny. Actually, they're well placed, I would say. They shouldn't go beyond that. There was a little blood in one scene too, and like this is going to be a major spoiler if you don't want to hear it. So Chosen at the end gets cut by Terry Silver in the back, and you're made to think he's dead, but he's in a pool of blood. It's a little graphic for, say families maybe, but he ends up being alive, and they end up joking at the end, and it's good. But I really love that sense of self-awareness that they understand that they're writing something that how do you keep writing such good stories for a show in its 5th season that keeps gripping people and making it the number 1 show on Netflix, probably the number 1 show, well, not probably, it's the number 1 show streaming, and make it family friendly, fun. There's some goofy moments in it that with some hokey lines, but they write to it. They write it on purpose and then kind of make fun of it, kind of make fun of themselves a little bit. And I love that. I think it's great. It's great self-awareness. It really draws people in. It's got a great family tone to it. It's got great morality, integrity, men and women treating each other kindly and well. They don't force an ounce, not an ounce of woke BS in it. None. There's no cultural Marxism, nothing. Which brings me to another point, and that's Netflix. Are they changing? Well, I'm going to do another little video on this with a show called Dota, Dragon's Blood. But I'll just mention a little bit here now. I think they're changing a little bit. Just a little bit. There has to be a lot more action from them in terms of showing us that they're going to change. But when the owner said, not the owner, but the CEO said, if you don't like some of the content we're putting out here, this may not be the place for you to work. Now, that can be taken two ways. It could be taken, hey, it's not woke enough for you, you can bail, or it's too woke for you, you can bail. I don't know yet because they're still coming out with some shows that are iffy. And we could talk about those in another video. But really, back to Cobra Kai, it's one of the best shows ever made. They keep making me laugh. They keep sucking me in with the adventure. I honestly didn't think I was going to be that into it this year with season 5. I just didn't think they could keep up the writing, and they do. They keep surprising me. The people working on this are very talented. This is what happens when fan fiction is done right, because I believe this started out as a fan fiction type show from YouTube. The fans made it. Not 100% on that, but that's what I've read in a couple places. Do I recommend it? Yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Why a 9.5? Well, there are a couple like iffy moments where you're going, that just doesn't logically make sense. Like I tell you about the Back to the Future scene when they go driving off. There's a bunch of hicks in a truck that Daniel LaRusso pissed off. Instead of getting in their truck and chasing them, they throw beers at them and go, get mad at them. But the biggest problem for me in this season, and it's not huge, but I analyze shows for a YouTube channel, so I have to be honest about it. The little Asian lady they brought in to play the daughter of I think it was the daughter or the niece. I think it was the daughter of a guy named Kim Jong-young, something like that. It's the Korean guy who's taught a style of karate that was like, I don't know, it's supposed to be, almost magical, but she was nothing against her as an actress. I don't know her. I don't know her politics, so I'm not going to say anything bad about her other than she was not a good actress. And the lines they gave her were just cringe. I had a hard time watching her in any of the scenes. It was really weird. She didn't need to be there. It didn't do too much for the movie or the show. I understand why they put her there, but she didn't need to be anywhere near as big as a role as she was. But that's my only complaint. There you go. If that bugs you, you're going to hate that show, but you're not. It's absolutely wonderful. I give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. Tell me what you think about it in the comments, man. I know a lot of you guys who watch love this stuff, so let me know. I appreciate all your support. Please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and I will talk to you later. I'm Joe from Papa Jobo's.